the best ideas are generally obvious, but they're only obvious in hindsight after someone has shown you or explained it to you. Well, yesterday when I was walking around the class, Lars, or Diddy, or Aiden, or whatever name he's going by today, uh, says, "Hey, I had this idea, building a set of actions in order to generate textures." I sat there looking at his layers and went, why didn't I think of that? Because it's brilliant and it's obvious. So I dumped 500 gold into his account a few minutes ago because I've been playing around with this for 2 hours. And from where I started to where I am now has been an epic journey. And I wanted to properly reward Lars for, breaking this perceptual log jam that helped me see something equally obvious. Hey, if we're making 5K blurs and we're also making textures that I've told you we are going to apply to the blurs, why don't we actually make our textures to fit our blurs? Now, normally stretching an image, stretching the pizza, is a bad thing, and I give you guys grief about it. But when it comes to a blur or a texture, typically a texture is used, you drop it on your image and you stretch it to fit. So why not make our textures to fit our blurs in advance so there's no stretching involved after this initial step? And then as far as generating textures and experimenting with what Diddy did yesterday, I came at this from kind of a different angle and thought, how about we just set it up so it's ready to go? And then we can build other action sets that can work off the top of this. So let me quickly just show you what this idea is. I have an action that if I play, and Photoshop's going to think because I'm asking it to do some stretching of the pixels and generate a series of filters. We've got one single smart object that has a camera raw filter on it, which is very important because this is where we're going to really change our base image, which then has a black and white filter, which is the default black and white, which is the absolute worst black and white result you can possibly have. So it's sitting here ready for us to adjust. And then the levels is on, so we can use that trick I showed you before in order to generate, 3, 4, 6 different textures out of this. And then the threshold and invert layers are sitting there turned off because they can also play a part after turning levels off and hitting into threshold in order to generate similar, sometimes similar, but distinctly different textures than you get with levels. Oh my, obvious, brilliant, and absolutely useful. So I'll walk you through the steps of how to create this yourself if you want to work on textures, and hopefully you will say, hey, Scotchko, why didn't you think of this? And this will become even better. This is a potential superpower sitting right here for us, for MacLab Media. How cool.